A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. Euro dollar has been moving further in towards the downside with NFP news pushing price in towards this area of supply, and after that seeing aggressive sell-off in towards the downside. For the rest of today and the week, I am still looking for slightly more downside on euro dollar. I have this clear swing low marked out over here, which I would like to see get taken out in the very near future. So for the foreseeable future, I am looking for further downside on euro dollar. I have this fresh area of 4 hour demand still open, which I would like to see get hit very, very soon. Obviously, we're still inside of this area of demand, which we have over here on the 4 hour time frame. However, we have broken it. So we have already seen a wick below, meaning pretty much all the demand has been taken out. Now, what you can clearly see is that we tapped in the first time, we then tapped in a second time, and now we've already tapped in the third time. So the more times that you tap in towards an area of demand or in towards an area of supply, the weaker it gets. And this is a perfect example. Now, this entire kind of like range over here can be seen as pretty much your area of demand. That is also why price is slowing down so much. However, if there was really a significant amount of demand inside of that range, then I would have liked to see a full-blown reversal the first time that we entered that range. Therefore, I do anticipate that euro dollar will push down further in towards lows, in towards this next area of consolidation over here, with this fresh area of 4 hour demand still being open. So we're currently inside of this kind of channel which we have over here on the 4 hour, and as long as we stay inside of there, we should just continue in towards the downside. Once we break above it and we break above this area of supply which we have over here, then I do anticipate the fact that there could be further upside for the rest of the week for euro dollar. Now, going in towards the 15-minute time frame, what you can very clearly see is that we saw a close below the 50-minute swing low. So on Friday, we saw it close above this high. However, obviously, with kind of like the ascending nature of price that we saw, and remember guys, ascending corrections are an indication that there's going to be some bearish momentum coming in very, very soon, because of the fact that you can see that, okay, bulls are trying to buy up the market. We're trying to move up higher. I don't know why my computer is moving a little bit slow, but the market is trying to move up higher, but you can see every single time that you break a high, directly you see a retracement. Directly you see a retracement again and again and again, meaning that the overall bullish momentum is very, very weak. And that's already an indication that the market was ready to sell off. And then obviously we sold up very aggressively. Now we've seen it close below this 15-minute swing low, and we can just follow the overall momentum. Obviously, if you see that this 50-minute is bullish from this low in towards this high, and then you suddenly see a few bullish candles over here, that is not an indication that you can buy, guys. That is an indication that the market is just giving and providing a minor pullback before then just trickling down lower. So if you were looking for a long over here and you, for example, did take a loss, ask yourself the question, why? Because obviously this is your swing low, then that's the swing high, then you pull back in towards, let's say, a 786 Fibonacci retracement, and you see kind of like a bullish pattern. However, the overall momentum and the overall market structure remained bearish at all times. This is just simply a buy before a sell-off, come in and then tank back down. Then again, over here, what you have the buy candle before, again, a sell-off, you tap in and you move back out again. Then again, over here, we have kind of like this buy before the sell over here, and then we come in and we tap back out again. So just follow the overall order flow and the overall momentum in towards the downside for now. At the moment, as long as this high over here is protected, we'll just likely move down lower. Let's say we do break this high, then just wait for higher retracement in towards the upside, and then just wait for the bearish momentum to kick in again and for bearish market structure. So that is euro dollar for you over there. Now moving on in towards the dollar index. So the dollar index, if we just quickly go in towards the 4 hour over here, I am looking, for further upside on the dollar index, at least in towards this swing high over here and around, 104,420. So that's currently the swing high which I have targeted. So we could either just see a full-blown impulse in towards the highs, take out that swing high, or if we do see an early retracement in towards this week, we'll just move back in towards this sell before the buy, and then I'll obviously be looking for dollar buys inside of there to then take out that overall swing high which we have over here, where all the stop losses are resting above, also known as liquidity. Now moving on in towards Aussie dollar, so AUDUSD. We also saw a aggressive sell-off in towards downside. Now, overall momentum is still in towards the downside, right? So we get the impulse down, we get a correction over here, then we get an impulse down, then we get a correction over here, then we got the impulse down, pullback perfectly in towards this area of supply, and then again an aggressive sell-off with a candle close below that 4-hour low. So for now, we are still bearish on Aussie dollar. I'm looking to see this swing low over here get taken out. That's around 0.64526. So that's my short-term target for Aussie dollar. Still waiting for that to get hit. So yeah, that's what I'm pretty much just waiting for on Aussie dollar. So what I'll then do is I'll go in towards the lower time frame, but first let's just quickly have a look at the daily. So the daily is currently inside this area of demand. It could cause a reversal in towards the upside. It's not my favorite area of demand. I'm favoring more this lower area of demand over here. So I would like to see a further sell-off eventually on Aussie dollar before pulling back with more power. But yeah, that's pretty much that on the daily. Going back in towards the 4-hour, we know what the bias is over there. Then the 50-minute, so the 50-minute, very, very nice price action. Again, what you can see is kind of like the corrective ascending nature in towards the highs before that aggressive sell-off. Now over here, we've seen a 4-hour a 50-minute break of structure. So this is your 15-minute BOS, and after BOS, obviously what you expect a pullback. So knowing the fact that you're inside an area of daily demand to our left, and you've seen a 50-minute BOS, what do you expect after the 50-minute BOS? You expect a pullback in towards the highs. So when do you expect a pullback? That is, for example, when you see a shift in the overall market structure. So what we got pretty much over here, and this is not a swing pullback, this is just an internal pullback. So this is kind of like the internal structure over here. So you get kind of like an IBOS over here in towards the downside. Then this is your fractal low. Wouldn't really consider this an internal break, but you could. But for me, it's not really an internal break. So this is then your change of character high over here. Then what happens, this is your demand zone over here. This is the final sell before the buy. We pull back in and we move back out. So that is pretty much the long that you could have taken over here on Aussie dollar, with your stop loss below the low and obviously targeting a 1 to 3. So you would be now around at your peak, around 2% in profit. So it would still be running and now pretty much at break even. But a nice trade just to highlight there on Aussie dollar in towards the upside. So for now, just looking for further upside until we see a shift in the overall market structure once again, which indicates that bears are ready to sell off again. So that will be this low over here. If we break this low, then I'll just be looking for further downside on Aussie dollar. For now, just looking for further upside until we see a shift in the market structure, pretty similar to euro dollar. Now moving in towards pound dollar. So GBPUSD pulled back in towards this extreme area of supply, again 75% mark acting as your area of resistance. Now we're back inside this area of demand. We've already tapped into it once, so it's not that strong anymore. And again, what you can see over here on pound dollar is that the overall market structure is push down, pull back, push down, and now just a pullback. So pull back in towards this buy before the sell candle. So I'm looking for further downside from that candle to eventually push price out of this range, hopefully, finally, and in towards this fresh area over here on the daily and 4-hour. So that for now is my main target. Obviously, we have to go in towards the 50-minute time frame to then see what is going on over there. Now on the 50-minute, we can clearly see how we have some fresh supply, for example, over here. So let's see how we react. Let's see if we get in towards there and then see some bearish confirmation, because overall the market structure in towards downside is a break here, break here. So push down, pull back, push down, pull back, push down, and now a pull back again. So let's see if we can get some shorts in on pound dollar from over here and push price in towards that area of daily demand. Because overall for me, pound dollar is looking bearish on the daily. Overall, we can see, okay, strong bearish impulse. Well, then what happened? We started making higher highs, higher lows, and now price has really found resistance over here and is consolidating for a very long time. So what we can now expect from pound dollar is a very big impulse in the very, very near future. I am waiting on this very patiently, but as we can see, every single time pretty much that pound dollar does, let's say, range on the daily time frame. So for example, over here, you do see kind of like a massive impulse after, again, over here as well at this peak, long range, big impulse down. Yeah, for the rest over here, long range, big impulse down. So let's see. I think there's going to be a big move on pound dollar very, very soon, and I am looking to see if it's going to be further downside. For now, focusing on the 4-hour time frame, and yeah, you guys know what I'm looking for on the 15 then in that case. So that's that for today. NZDUSD, what are we looking for? At the moment, we are looking more bearish than bullish. But again, overall, we're just at the range low. So overall, what we did was we swiped the range high. Then after that, we swiped the range low. Yeah, crazy price action overall. I mean, that's pretty much that from the 4 hour. I mean, yeah, I can try and analyze this, but again, it's very, very messy. Overall, what we did see though is a break of structure in towards the downside. So we saw it close below this low over here. So this is your 4 hour BOS, meaning that now this over here is your buy before the sell. So this is now your 4 hour supply zone. So from this zone, we can look for a potential short in towards downside. So all I would recommend is just monitor the 15-minute time frame and then see what pretty much comes from that. That's what I recommend for now. So just wait. At the moment, it is looking slightly more bullish in the sense that, okay, we saw it close underneath here. After close below there, what do we expect? We expect to pull back in towards the upside. So then what happens? Okay, we get push, push, and then push, push, and then push, 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 push up, push, push. So just follow the overall order flow for now. We have some fresh supply over here, which we could react to. So keep an eye on that area of supply before then looking for potential further downside. So yeah, that's that from NZDUSD. Keeping an eye out on this area of supply for a further downside shift in momentum. Overall, on the daily time frame, we could have already made the overall pullback in towards the upside and now look for further downside. So yeah, that's that. Moving on in towards gold. So gold is looking interesting at the moment because we have now tapped in towards this fresh area of daily demand. So this area of daily demand broke pretty much this descending trend line and caused an overall change of character on the daily. So after breaking above this high over here with this wick, we saw a daily change of character. So this now is your area of demand. A lot of liquidity being built up below the lows over here inside on the 4 hour time frame. But at least you guys now know what I'm looking for on the daily. We are inside demand. Then going in towards the 4 hour time frame, what we can then see is slightly more messy price action. We liquidated pretty much all the highs above here, tapped in towards this area of supply, sold off in towards the downside. For now, bearish momentum is extremely high, but I am looking for a potential long inside of this area of daily demand for now. The 4 hour not looking all too clean. We, for example, do have still some fresh demand located over here on the 4 hour, or even inside this imbalance candle. There is also still some demand left. So then what we'll have to do is just go in towards the lower time frame, for example, the 1 hour, the 15-minute, and see what we can find inside there. Look to identify a shift in the overall momentum. For now, we can see that the price is just selling off aggressively, very bearish, creating now a lower low. So don't try and just randomly start buying inside of here. Really look for a shift in the overall momentum before taking a long. So that's that for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day, and we'll speak soon.